In a quiet village nestled between misty mountains and cherry blossom trees, a boy named Hiroshi lived with his grandfather, a master calligrapher. From a young age, Hiroshi was fascinated by the way ink danced on paper, but his grandfather warned him, "Some words must never be written." One evening, while exploring the dusty attic, Hiroshi discovered an old wooden box sealed with a crimson string. Ignoring his grandfather's warnings, he untied it. Inside lay an inkstone darker than midnight and a single sheet of aged parchment. As he touched it, a whisper curled around his ears. "Write and I will listen." Curious, Hiroshi dipped his brush into the ink and wrote his name. The moment the final stroke was completed, the ink shimmered and vanished. A chill ran down his spine, then a soft knock came at the door. Opening it, Hiroshi found no one, only the deepening shadows of twilight. But as he turned back inside, he gasped. His name was written on the walls, the floor, the ceiling, everywhere. The ink pulsed like a heartbeat. Terrified, he ran to his grandfather, who paled at the sight. "You used the cursed ink," he whispered. "It grants what is written, but always takes something in return." Hiroshi's hands trembled. If his name had vanished from the page, what had it taken from him? He felt empty. His memories, his childhood, his mother's laughter were slipping away like ink in the rain. Desperate to undo his mistake, he grabbed the brush and wrote a single word: "Return." The ink bled into the parchment. The house trembled. The whispers grew louder. The door to the attic creaked open on its own. And then, silence. When Hiroshi awoke, he was lying in bed. The cursed ink was gone. His memories were back. His grandfather stood over him. Relief in his eyes. But something felt wrong. As Hiroshi walked to the mirror, his blood ran cold. The reflection staring back at him wasn't his own. The eyes were too sharp, too hollow, filled with an eerie hunger. He raised a shaking hand. The reflection did not move in sync. It smiled, a twisted, knowing grin. Then it whispered, "You wrote return, but who do you think came back?" Hiroshi staggered back. The ink had indeed returned something. But was it really him? Or something else, something that had been waiting inside the ink for centuries, waiting for someone foolish enough to set it free? The moral. Some knowledge is forbidden for a reason. Some power, no matter how tempting, comes at a cost far greater than we can imagine. Hiroshi learned this too late, and now, as he stood before his own reflection, watching it move on its own, he understood his grandfather's warning. Some words must never be written, because once they are, they can never be undone.